What should happen when a ministry based on faith gets involved in claims of buying mansions that weren't needed and abuse claims that weren't looked into? We are going to talk in depth about the explosive situation going on at Daystar Television Network today. Someone who has generously given to the cause for 27 years has asked that her money be returned because she has found what she sees as a betrayal of biblical proportions. What did Daystar do in response? Keeping the money and putting the blame for everything on the founder's son. Join me as I try to figure out what's going on with this complicated web of family, money, and religion that is making a mess on one of the most popular U.S. YouTube channels. We're going to tell you the truth about the most heated ministry arguments going on right now. Today, we're going to talk about the most recent shocking turn in the story that is now being called the Daystar situation. If you've been watching this channel, you know that we've been keeping an eye on the crisis at Daystar Television Network. Everything that has happened this week, though, has raised the issue to a whole new level. Someone who has given money to Daystar for almost 30 years is now asking for her money back, and the network's response says a lot about what may be going on behind the scenes for them. Okay, let's write down what happened. Benita Beth Brock, who is from Sarcoxy, Missouri, has been a generous donor to Daystar since 1997, giving the organization over $300,000. On the other hand, when recent scandals came to light, she decided enough was enough and sent a strong email to Daystar in which she spoke directly to the network. Brock didn't hold back what he said. These words are taken from what she wrote. Those funds were given in a godly way and they were not used. You cannot use the money that donors have given you to bribe people to keep quiet. She told them she was worried about the serious claims that the network's president, Joni Lamb, had stolen donation money and used it to buy mansions. Even more disturbing was the fact that she had not paid attention to the sexual assault that had happened with her own granddaughter. It's important to note that these are claims, but what's really interesting is how Daystar responded. Daystar strongly denied the charges instead of talking about them in an open and honest way. They then gave the job to Jonathan Lamb, who is the son of Daystar president Joni Lamb. This is where things starts to get interesting. Like it says in Daystar's response, these false claims come from Jonathan, who they say has become corrupt because he wants money and power. This person is actually the son of the president who is currently in office and the vice president of the network. They are purposely putting him down on purpose. Still, this is what worries me the most. Daystar doesn't seem to be focusing on the charges themselves or providing any evidence to support them. Instead, it looks like he is using these accusations against a family member to hurt their reputation. Afterward, a Daystar representative, who was likely speaking for network president Joni Lamb, said that there is a difference between the money the business makes and the money it gets in donations. Per an email from someone named Harris at Daystar, Joni Lamb pays for all of her own expenses with her own money, and the same is true for the rest of the Lamb family. Their main point is that the homes and luxurious lifestyle are not paid for by donations, but by company money, most likely from the fees that shows pay to air on Daystar. On the other hand, this raises serious concerns about openness. How much information about this separation has Daystar given to its contributors? More important is the question of where the line is between the ministry's money and business's income. Now, I'd like to give you a more objective view of this issue. When it comes to the law, it's not clear what the rules are when it comes to contribution refunds. Christine Jones, an attorney who represents a former Daystar employee, made it clear that nonprofits are not usually required to return gifts. In fact, the donor giving up control of the money is what makes the donation tax deductible in the first place. Jones says that there is no general rule that says how return funds should be handled. It is important to remember, though, that she also said there are times when this doesn't apply, like when money wasn't used properly. Donors who gave money that was supposed to be used for a certain purpose may be able to get their money back if the nonprofit organization didn't follow through with that plan. Another thing that donors should do is talk to a lawyer if they think that their donations were stolen or used in a bad way. Most likely, the most upsetting thing about this whole situation is that Daystar chose to say bad things about Jonathan Lamb in public in their response to a donor. In this case, things are much less stable. Jones didn't hold back when she spoke out against this strategy. She called it not only wrong, but also possibly defamatory. Diverting attention away from a donor's request for a refund by bad-mouthing Jonathan is not only inappropriate, it's potentially defamatory, Jones said in his post. The better part of valor here would be for Daystar to thank the donors for their past generosity and to refund the donations with no questions asked. Which brings up the question, why is Daystar so set on not returning the money that this person gave? They could lose family ties and even be sued for slander if they did that. The fight we're having now isn't just about money, it's the end of one of the most famous Christian TV families in the U.S. Mark Lamb and his wife Joni started Daystar before they died. For many years, the Lamb's children, especially Jonathan, have been very important to the ministry's work.
The family unit that used to exist seems to have broken down because of the weight of these claims and counter-allegations. Unfortunately, the exact truth behind these accusations has not yet been proven. However, it is very clear that when ministries turn into multi-million-dollar businesses, the line between serving God and serving money can become dangerously blurred. What does this mean for contributors like Bonita Beth Brock, who are known for being loyal? For now, it looks like the money she has been getting for 27 years won't be returned, and her complaints have been ignored with a strategy that focuses on blaming others instead of giving her answers. As more information about this story comes to light, we will keep you up to date on the latest developments. However, this event is a strong reminder that even groups whose beliefs are based on biblical principles can give in to the very temptations those principles say are bad. Would you mind telling me what you think about how Daystar has handled this donation? Should the level of financial openness that ministries are expected to show be raised? Please let me know what you think in the section below. Also, if you thought this analysis was helpful, the best way to make sure you don't miss any of our coverage of stories that are important to Christians around the world is to click the bell and subscribe to our channel. The truth that lies beneath the news is being shown to you in this way. Until next time, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, share this video with people who could benefit from hearing this message, and give this video a thumbs up before you leave. Please join our community. Also, if you want to know everything there is to know about how this story is developing, I suggest you watch our earlier films about the Daystar scenario. I'll see you in the next video, and God bless you too.